50,000 naira worth of books and exciting consolation prizes for the runners-up. How to participate? Candidates should read and write not more than 1,500 words on Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. The submitted essay must have a title, the candidate's full name, contact number, school, principal's name and contact. Essays should be sent to the Channels Book Club at channelstv.com. For further information, visit www.channelstv.com or call Kunle on 080-333-20974 or Orelua on 0813-845-7084. Entry closes August the 31st, 2013. The Channels Book Club Prize for Literature, supported by Lufthansa German Airline, the Turner Books and Goethe Institute.
Six minutes past 8. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, Rima Shawulu joins us now. He's a public affairs analyst from our Abuja studios to continue our focus on the developments in Taraba. Morning and thank you for joining us today. Well, not sure if you heard the recent comments, but of course you might have come across some headlines, even previous ones, concerning the position of the State House of Assembly, even that of Umar, who was acting, and that's what divided now how to refer to him. But give us your perspective on this matter. What do you think is going on, and perhaps from the point of law as well, in Taraba?
It's off. No hearing. Yeah, good morning. I can't really hear you from here.
All right, but you are aware of the developments in Taraba State. You've read the recent comments from the House of Assembly saying he is unfit to rule, he should go back and get more treatment, and Umar saying he's reversing the sack. What's your perspective on that?
Well, it's very clear that from all that we've heard in the newspapers, there are problems, there are issues in Taraba State, namely that for the first time in the history of this country, we have a deputy governor saying that the governor does not have the right to do the duties that he wants to perform because he needed the permission of the State House of Assembly to perform those duties. It is strange to our constitution, it is strange to the politics of Nigeria because as many analysts have pointed out, immediately the governor got to the state and transmitted a letter. If you recall, during the President Yaradua saga, the Senate President even did mention that transmission to the Assembly could include a radio broadcast for which a BBC broadcast by the then President was used. And now we have a situation where the governor actually signed a letter and said, I have come back to resume. And then some members of the State House of Assembly said they have gone to see the governor and that the governor is not fit to perform his duties. Well, these members of the State House of Assembly in the first place are not doctors. They cannot. they have the power to start a process of doctors verifying whether the governor is healthy enough to perform his duties. But they don't have the powers to say that the governor can or cannot perform his duties, or that the governor is not well enough, because they are not doctors, and the Constitution provides clearly for who has the permission, who has the authority to know whether somebody is healthy enough. In this case, the Constitution talks about permanent incapacitation. It did not talk about somebody being unwell. It says that if somebody physically or mentally has a permanent incapacitation that has been verified by a body of doctors, including the person's personal physician, then the person would not, should not perform duties. Let us make it very clear that the governor of Taraba State, pharmacist Dambaba Sonte, had an accident. He was in an aircraft that he was flying that crashed. He has been away for 10 months, and he did not come back the way that he went back. Nobody is saying that the governor is as fit as he was before the crash, but that he is in a state that, if with the cooperation of the deputy governor, whom he appointed personally 2 weeks before the crash, working with him, things can, the state can move on.
Well, the way it is now looks like perhaps you should be able to tell us some other issues that we may not have foreknowledge of. For some individuals to say, for the banks, on the surface, they can reject a check just when they doubt the authenticity of that signature, even if you signed it in their presence. Do you think that kind of logic could have been what the Speaker of Taraba Assembly is hanging on to?
Yes, I do know that our system allows for you to verify whether any instrument that you have received is valid or not, whether the person who is transmitting the letter, is the person that has transmitted the letter. We have had a lot of press reports talking about ghost letters, ghost signatures, and so forth. But the majority leader, I've made inquiries from the Taraba House of Assembly, and I'm told that the process of transmission of letters to the Assembly was duly followed. In the Taraba State House of Assembly, according to their procedures and processes, the letters go from the special advisor to the governor on legislative affairs to the majority leader. The majority leader calls the clerk of the house, who collects the letter and takes it to the speaker. That process was followed. I do know also, I've been told that members of the State House of Assembly met with the governor. I don't think there is any doubt now as to the authenticity of the letter.
You know, before now, the House has been on one page, especially with the majority leader and some other members saying that the governor is fit to rule. Don't you think it was after that particular visit by members of the House, they decided to make a U-turn from what they have seen, that the governor is incapable of running the affairs of the state for now?
I don't think. I think that was the first point I did mention that the members, with due respect to members of the State House of Assembly, who are honorable members, and my own member, I'm from Taraba State. My own member is also a signatory to the letter saying that the governor is unfit. But what I do know is that, with due respect, they cannot they cannot, from their interactions with the governor, who called them by names, who stood up to welcome them, who saw the governor of Adamawa State out when he visited, that this man is unfit. That's a medical function. And they have the powers to start the process of a medical evaluation. It is not for them to sit down and make that declaration, because they don't have the expertise. The Constitution does not recognize their authority to arrive at that conclusion.
Now, you talked about, I mean, taking what you said that